In 1902, an entire city of 30,000 people was wiped off the face of the earth in just 2 minutes, and the only man to survive was locked deep inside a tiny stone execution dungeon. Not a bunker, not a bomb shelter, a jail cell built for punishment. The safest place in the whole city that day was prison. This is Martinique, a French island in the Caribbean, and this is St. Pierre, its biggest city, nicknamed the Paris of the Caribbean. Cobblestone streets, fancy theaters, over 30,000 people living their best island life. Right next door sat a mountain called Mount Pelée. Nobody worried about it. It hadn't done anything scary in generations. Big mistake. Now let's meet our guy. Ludger Sylbaris, 27 years old, and by most accounts, kind of a menace. Just days before the eruption, Ludger got into a violent brawl at a local bar. Some records say he stabbed a man. Others say it was just an ugly street fight. Either way, the cops threw him straight into a stone jail cell, a cramped, windowless, half-underground dungeon built thick enough to survive a riot. Ludger was furious. He had no idea he'd just booked the only surviving hotel room in town. Meanwhile, Mount Pelée was waking up, and it was not subtle about it. For days, the mountain rumbled. Ash rained down on the streets like gray snow. Dead birds started falling from the sky. Snakes and bugs fled downhill straight into the city. People were literally getting bitten by panicked snakes in their own homes, and still, almost nobody left. Here's the twist nobody expects. An election was happening. The governor didn't want a mass evacuation to scare off voters or make him look weak. So officials told everyone the volcano was totally fine. Nothing to see here. They even sent in a scientific committee that basically just vibes checked the mountain and said, yeah, we're good. Spoiler, they were extremely not good. May 8th, 1902, 8:02 in the morning. Mount Pelée didn't just erupt, it exploded sideways. This is called a pyroclastic flow, a moving wall of superheated gas and ash over 1,000 degrees, racing downhill at over 400 miles an hour. St. Pierre didn't stand a chance. In under 2 minutes, the entire city was gone. Almost every single person dead. Ships in the harbor caught fire and sank. Stone buildings were shredded like paper. 30,000 people, 2 minutes. One of the deadliest eruptions in human history. And back in the tiny stone dungeon, Ludger felt the whole world shake. Superheated air blasted through the cell's one small vent. He described it later as breathing straight fire. His skin burned. His clothes practically melted onto him. But here's the thing. The walls were thick stone, half buried in the hillside, with only that one narrow slit facing away from the blast. It was basically an accidental blast shield. Built to keep a criminal in, it ended up keeping the volcano out. For 4 days, Ludger sat in that cell, badly burned. No food, no water, no idea if anyone was even alive out there. Then rescuers, combing through the ash for bodies, heard something impossible. Someone was screaming for help from underground. They dug him out, burned, bloodied, barely able to walk, but alive. The literal only survivor from inside the city itself, out of 30,000. Now here's the twist you did not see coming. Ludger didn't just quietly go back to farming. He got recruited by P.T. Barnum's circus. Yep. The man who lived through Doomsday became a literal sideshow act, touring around showing off his burn scars. The guy who got locked up for a bar fight ended up more famous than the mayor who told everyone to stay put. A punishment built to cage him ended up being the only thing on the entire island strong enough to save him. Subscribe to the Curious Files for more untold human stories.